We are officially in the WTF era of Nintendo Switch 2 leaks, because what the fuck? Now, as of recording this, it is 10:30 p.m. Pacific on January 7th. I'm saying that because I don't know when this video is going to go up after I edit it. Could be tomorrow morning, could be right now for a risky midnight upload. I'm not sure. I just want to get that out of the way because it has been a crazy day for Switch 2 leaks. Not just because the system has been leaked by these random 4chan Reddit users or what have you, but no, the third-party manufacturers have straight up just gone full force. I hit my mic. They've straight up just gone full force with leaking straight up designs for the Nintendo Switch 2. And not only that, but we may have gotten a release month for the console, and it's a bit sooner than at least I personally expected, because I really didn't think they'd have that short of a turnaround time, but I digress. Let's just start talking about the array of Switch 2 leaks that occurred, starting with this morning when a brand called The Zero posted on Amazon Japan a page for their upcoming Nintendo Switch 2 case. I don't know if this is available now. You can buy it now because I'm in America and I can't even buy it because it doesn't ship to my territory. I could have sworn we actually saw this before. I think this was another product that leaked like a few weeks ago. It looks very familiar to me. And looking at these images now, the Nintendo Switch logo is just in reverse, so there's not even an official logo of the console yet. But we see the design of the Switch 2, similar Joy-Cons as that have been leaked before. The C button is there, which we still don't even know what that does. We even see the kickstand right there too, which is presumably built into the console already based on the leaks. I'm not too knowledgeable on the kickstand part of these things. I just found out about the Joy-Cons like 2 days ago. Even still, that was just the first design, and it wouldn't surprise me if people have already forgotten about it, because the real news came from the Consumer Electronics Show, CES 2025, because there is just straight up merch on display there from the company Genki, who are currently demonstrating multiple Nintendo Switch 2 accessories, such as a little charging stand for the Joy-Cons, as well as some grips, and a case that also ungrips with the magnetic Joy-Cons. Now, what they're using in this video is not actually the Switch 2 unit itself. It is a mock-up, a reference, if you will, showing the magnetic Joy-Cons in action, and if they're anything like this at launch, I'm going to be pretty excited. I like the way these things just snap on and off so easily. Now, this was cool and all, but they straight up posted a video with 3D renderings of the Switch 2 Joy-Cons and console, including the dock in action. What's going on here, Nintendo? I posted my thoughts on Twitter because I really just didn't feel like this made any sense. Why is Genki able to show off their accessories being used with the Switch 2? It may not be the Switch 2 itself, just a mock-up, but if these designs are accurate, then like, how can this happen? I've had a lot of people talk to me about this on Twitter, basically theorizing that Nintendo didn't give them permission to do this at all. There could be multiple reasons why this is happening. One, NDAs ran out. Like maybe the accessory maker had an NDA to follow, a strict one at that, but it ran out before the console was supposed to be revealed because there were rumors earlier last year that Nintendo delayed the console. It was supposed to originally come out last year, but they delayed it to make sure that they have enough stock, that there's a better first-party launch lineup, whatever the case may be. And if that is true, then that's why we're seeing a lot of these third-party accessory makers just straight up show their accessories being used with the Switch 2. That is already a sound theory. But another one, and I don't know if any of this is really true, but of course we don't know if any of this is true, but I also heard another reason is that Genki didn't get a hold of these designs directly from Nintendo. Maybe they had their own sources, trusted internal sources, that gave them these designs, and they just made accessories around them. I don't know how much that really works or how it makes sense business-wise. I feel like, wouldn't you have to make a deal with the console maker themselves, that being Nintendo? It just feels like a messy situation all around, and I'm sure regardless of what Nintendo does, whether they stick to their plans or not, they are definitely not happy that this information is already out there. Or maybe they are, because now Nintendo Switch 2 is trending for like the 17th day in a row. I'm making that up, of course, but it certainly feels like Nintendo Switch 2 has just been the talk of the town all year, and we're only a week into this year. But yes, I am once again deciding to just hop on camera and talk unscripted about all this stuff because it's so crazy to me that we're in this scenario to begin with. I'm not surprised that third-party accessory makers are still posting just designs of the Switch 2 straight up, but the fact that this is happening at a trade show like CES, has this happened before? Can anybody educate me on this? Because it's wild, and it makes me feel like, yeah, this is the first time this has happened. What, in this age of the internet? But if Genki and these other companies are just making these accessories not officially knowing what the Switch 2 looks like, then that would be hilarious. Like, if they're just basing their designs off of leaked documents that aren't even real, then what's gonna happen when the Switch 2 is revealed and it looks almost nothing like those designs? I don't think that's the case. I think these designs are very much accurate, but there is a booklet going around showing these other accessories in the works for Switch 2, and they're using a logo design that's not even official. Apparently it was made by somebody on DeviantArt, which makes me think these companies probably know just as much as we do. But if they don't, and they're really just showing us these designs, then what's going on? And if this really is what's happening, then you think the blame would be more on Nintendo for not keeping their things under a tighter lock and key. And that's ultimately what disappoints me about this stuff getting out so soon without an official reveal. It's just the fact that Nintendo could have avoided this all if A, they revealed this system sooner, like later last year, or B, they just kept their designs closer to their chests. Like, not saying I'm less excited than I was before, right? Because there's still a number of things we don't know about the system yet. But even still, just seeing this all, it gets rather annoying. The leaks are really just annoying, and that's kind of why I wanted to make this video, is to just talk about how it's getting out of hand. And I would just love for the system to be revealed soon, because my god, it is getting too crazy out there. But does this all matter in the grand scheme of things? It really doesn't. Let's be honest. This thing is going to get revealed hopefully this month, if this rumored release date or release month is anything to go by. These leaks are not going to hurt the system in the long run. They're not going to hurt people's excitement for it. It's just really annoying to see right now. And it really does feel like Nintendo should have done better to keep the Switch 2 under a more secure watch. Now, according to French tech journalist Nicolas Lelouch, somebody asked him if there was a potential release date, and he responded that everyone's been saying April, which is only 4 months from now, or less actually, which would be a really quick turnaround time if they do announce this thing rather soon, like this month. That's about 3 to 4 months. The Switch, for context, the Switch 1 also had a quick turnaround time for its time, at least. I think it was 5 months. October, November, December, January, February, March. 6 months. Well, it was late October. I'm just rambling on at this point, but it was a quick turnaround time. So this being an even quicker one, that is rather interesting if that were the case. But I also see Nintendo being able to pull this off, because the Switch 2, from what we've been seeing from the leaks and from what we can speculate, it's not going to be a huge game changer in terms of what it does. It's going to simply be a more powerful Switch. It might have a little Joy-Con mouse feature on it. I don't know for sure yet. People will really understand right away what this thing is when they see that it's called a Switch 2 and that it looks almost exactly like a Switch 1, just bigger and with an extra button. Then people are going to already know, okay, I get it. It's a more powerful Switch. So Nintendo doesn't really need a whole lot of time to be able to sell people on that idea. So a turnaround time from reveal, to release being 3 to 4 months, I could see Nintendo do it. Also, I wouldn't mind it coming out in April, because that's my birth month. I'm turning 30 in April. That's crazy that I said that out loud. I'm turning 30 in April. Oh god. And I would love to celebrate my 3rd decade on the planet with a Nintendo Switch 2, playing some fantastic games like Metroid Prime 4 Beyond on it, and it's going to be a blast. It's going to be so much fun. A Metroid blast, if you will. Rest in peace, Nintendo Land. And here's the thing, right? As annoying as these leaks are, especially coming from, you would assume, trusted companies, right? I guess they're not to be trusted anymore. The Switch 2 is still going to be an exciting thing to talk about. It's going to be a really exciting reveal all around, because if there's one thing we don't know about, It's the games, and to a lesser extent, the features of the system. We still don't know what that C button does. We still don't know the functionality of those Joy-Cons. Like, will we be able to use the Joy-Cons as mice? That would be so cool. And so that's why it's just going to be so cool to see it in action, rather than just see how accessories look on it. That's what I'm most looking forward to, the games. Like, I'll be honest, all I'm thinking about is Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, right? Like, I've said before, like, I hope Prime 4 comes out before the Switch 2 does, like it'll release on Switch and get a Switch 2 version later. But if the Switch 2 is coming out in April, that's really soon. So that does make me think the Switch 2 is going to be out by the time Prime 4 is out, or worse comes to worse, it comes out after the Switch 2, which, God, I hope not. That would just be so embarrassing. That game was announced almost 8 years ago at this point. I just want to play it. I was a young man when Prime 4 was announced, and I'm about to be 30. I'm going to be ancient. Regardless, though, I am excited for Switch 2, and, you know, I am more excited after hearing it'll potentially come out in April, and just seeing how the thing looks with those accessories, assuming that design is real. Switch 2 hype train, just going into full blast. I just hope that this is like the worst day of leaks that we're going to receive henceforth. If I upload this video at midnight tonight, like, then maybe who's to say if the Switch 2 does get announced on January 8th, which maybe by the time you're watching this, it's probably not, though. Like, I heard before I recorded this video that whatever Pioro leaked, it was actually related to Xenoblade Chronicles X, which the trailer is probably out by the time you're watching this, and yay, Xenoblade Chronicles X is coming out, Definitive Edition. I am actually pretty happy about that, because I played a lot of it on Wii U, but I barely got that far. I know I say I play a lot of it, but that game is huge. You can do a lot in that game without getting too far in that story, let me tell you. So I'm excited to pick that up when it comes out on Switch/Switch 2. It might be coming out in April, who knows? But yeah, I just wanted to sit down and talk to y'all about these insane Switch 2 leaks that just came out today as of recording this. Let me know what you think of them in the comments below. And once again, thank you to my members right over here. If you want to become a Ferris Wheel member, just sign up in the description below. There's a link to it. You can get early access to most of my features, as well as some behind the scenes stuff that I'm gonna probably work on in the future, hopefully. But thank you so much for watching, and I will hopefully see you when the Switch 2 is finally revealed.